Hello, everyone. Today is Thursday, and it is day 3 or episode 3 of our Cute as Can Be craft along. So, thank you very much for joining. I'm so glad you all are here. We are going to get crafting. Please let me know that you are here, that you are watching. Please like, share, comment. Let me know in the comments where you are from so I can say hello. All right, so we have 2 projects to make today. Super cute. Let's get started. Let me just move this over here and let's get started on our first super cute card. All right, so again, we're using the Meant to Be stamp set and the dies that coordinate. All right, so we are going to start by grabbing our card base and just simply going to fold this in half. And then we will give this a press. All right, our card on this one is going to open this way. So let us start. Let's start from the inside out. All right, so we have our basic white, and we're just going to attach this to the inside of our card. And on these 2 projects, we are really going to utilize the designer paper. All right, so I have already gone ahead and I hand cut, I fussy cut out some of the little bees that are in the designer paper. So let's see here. We are going to grab this little guy here. We'll put some adhesive on. We'll attach that one and we'll just put him right here in the corner. All right, inside of our card is finished. So let us work on the outside. So here we have some of that designer series paper. It's already cut. Isn't that cute? Look at those little guys. So we're just going to attach this flat to our card base. Okay, now let's work on our next layer. So we have our petunia pop, and we have our basic white, and we're going to do a little stamping. We're going to be using the little heart. All right, so let's get that, and we will use our bubble bath. We're just going to throw a couple hearts on here. Put one here. We're just going to randomly put a couple on here, just like that. All right, let's clean this off. And then I have to get a little piece of scrap paper. So we need to put one on with the petunia pop. Let's close this one. All right, make sure that's really covered. There we go. We'll let that air dry just for a couple seconds here. We'll leave this out. You know what? We will grab our heart and stamp our sentiment. And we will do, let's see here, Cute as Can Be. That is the name of our series. All right, so we're just going to stamp this right in the center. We just got to kind of turn it a little bit just to get it on the heart. There we go. Let me clean that off. All right, so let's put the rest of our card together. All right, so we have our Petunia Pop. Let's grab our basic white. Let's add this to, add it to the layer, or make a layer. Right in the center. There we go. Now I already pre-cut this designer series paper. I like these little hearts. Isn't that cute? And here's these teeny tiny little bees. All right. And we're just going to put that right here on the edge. There we go. Now we're going to grab some of our Petunia Pop ribbon. And let's tie a bow. Let's grab enough ribbon here. You can always trim it. Okay. Make our bow. So the sun is finally out. I'm so happy about that. We've had such rainy weather. All right, so we have our little bow. I'm just going to slide that over to the side. Now we will take our heart that has the cutest can be stamped on it, and we're going to add that to our layer. And take that last one off. And I'll put that right here in the center. Now I put the dimensionals so they're not going to be on the ribbon. You don't want them on the ribbon. All right, so now let's grab our little bees that we die cut out, and let's grab a dimensional. Now he's going to get a dimensional and a little bit of glue. Let's grab a little bit of liquid glue because he's going to be partially on the heart, and the heart is already raised up. So you don't want to add another dimensional on it, otherwise he's going to be a little off balance. So we're just going to put that right there. All right. Let's grab our other little bee, put a dimensional on him, and we'll put him at the bottom. Now I'd like him to hold, not the flower, but a little heart. So that's why we stamped that. So we're just gonna fussy cut this little heart out. There is a die for it. I'm just going to fussy cut this real quick. All right, and we'll put a little bit of glue on the back. Ooh, not that much. All right, we'll just spread it around. There we go. And we'll put that, let's see. Just snip off part of this flower. We'll put the heart right over that. All right, and then we'll just snip the end of this flower here. There we go. So now the heart has something to adhere to. There we go. Now we want to add some dimensionals to the back of this and add this to our card base. I think these cards with this stamp set and these dies are so stinking cute. So I hope you all have enjoyed these episodes of our craft along. I do have a few kits left. I did check before I went live. I have 3 kits left, so you can get a kit of your own. So be sure to check that out. I do have the link attached to this video. All right, let's add some bling. Okay, let's see here. What can we do? We will add, let's add up here. Grab a smaller one there. And let's grab that other small one and put that right there. All right, here is our first card for today. Love it. Okay, now on to our very last project in our series. So we have all our little bits and pieces here. This one is kind of a fun fold. So let's just move these over. So we've taken a piece of the cardstock, we folded it in half, and then we scored it. I believe it was at like 1.5 inches. So it is going to open like a book. So we're going to have this just like that. All right, so what we're going to do is start from the inside. So we're going to grab our basic white and we'll attach that down. We're going to line it up with the edge of the card, just like that. Okay, so we're just going to close this and work on the front. So here we have some more of that beautiful heart paper, and we'll add our adhesive. And we're going to put this on the seam of our book. Oh, not like that. All right, we'll just center that. There we go. All right, now we have our bubble bath paper and our designer series paper. I like that. It's pretty. They're just so happy and so smiley. And let's add this here onto that bubble bath square. Center that so it's right in the middle as best you can, and we're going to attach this flat to our card base. Come on. There we go. And it's okay to put the same color on the same color. All right, so before we go any further with this, we are going to grab our ribbon and we're going to put it right in that book binding section, okay? We'll just close this and then we're going to tie a knot. We don't want to glue it down just yet because we want to have the opportunity to adjust where our ribbon is going to go. All right, so we will tie that tight. And pull that through. Probably way more ribbon than I needed. Oh, clearly. And cut this side. All right. So now, this is what we have. We have our knot. And we have this. Now we want this to stay closed. So you can do a couple different adhesives. So you could use, which I would highly recommend, is using the Stampin' Seal Plus. I would run it on each side. I do not have that with me, so we're going to use the Stampin' Seal. Maybe. There we go. And then I'm just going to put, because it's going to fold, a little bit on this flip side here, just like that. And the third option for adhesive is you can use the Tombow glue. All right, so what we're going to do is just fold it over on itself, press it down, and then this is what we have. So we have that nice fold. Isn't that awesome? All right, so now let's stamp our sentiment. We are going to use Cute as Can Be again, but we're going to use Old Olive. We haven't used this color yet. So the Old Olive matches with the Designer Series paper. And what's nice is on the Designer Series paper, when you first get your pack, it has, let me show you. It has, so on the back side, it will list the name of the paper, but it also lists all the different colors that are in this paper. So we have Basic Black, Bubble Bath, Daffodil Delight, Old Olive, Petunia Pop, and Pool Party. So it's much like when you were a kid. I'm probably dating myself. There was a brand of clothes called Granimals, and you would just match up the little animals, and that would mean that all your clothes matched. Kind of silly, huh? But it worked. There we go. Cute as can be. All right, we are done with this. So now what we will do is I do have another strip here of that Petunia Pop, and we're going to make it into a banner. So what I do when I do a banner is I find the center as best I can, and I just put a little nip, okay? Now, instead of going from the corner, I will go in just a little bit, and I will cut to the top of that nip. And flip it over, and we'll do the same thing on this side. So now we have our nice banner. So let's do it on this side. We'll find the center and just cut in just a little bit. Now, don't go to the corner. You want to go up from the corner. All right, now we'll flip that over, and we'll do the same thing. So we'll go up from the corner and go to that point of the nip. There we go. So now you have this nice banner. So the reason I do the little nip is so that you can find the center of the banner. All right, so let's add our adhesive. And we'll put this right here. Yeah, we're covering up a couple little bees, but that's okay. All right, now we have our label. Let's grab some dimensionals and add them on the back. Make sure that's on there. All right, so let's put our little bee, Cute as Can Be, right about here. Now I did also go ahead and I already cut one of the little bees out, but let's cut him out. So these were found from in the Designer Series paper. So we're just going to twist our paper. Try not to move the scissors a whole lot. I just think you get a cleaner cut. But you do whatever works for you. I don't want to cut those off. Okay, almost done cutting him out. So do you, put in the comments, do you prefer to use the dies Or do you like the fussy cutting? I personally am mixed on both. I like doing both of them. Now, if it's a lot, I'm going to pull out the dies and use that. Not going to lie. All right, so we need dimensionals. So we can pop up our little bees. Take the back off and let's put him down about here. And then this one, this happy little guy, he will go up top. There we go. Now let's grab our embellishments. So let's see, what colors should we use? Let's use, so we use one of the bubble bath, we'll put that there. Let's grab a yellow, we'll put one or lot there, and then let's grab one of these, and we'll put that there. All right, so here, let me just clear this stuff off. Here is our very last project, so I hope you enjoyed that. All right, so let's pull out all of the projects that we made. So in your kit, you were able to make 2 of each of these fantastic cards. We have that and this one. Just kind of move them in. Let's pull out all the rest. We have this and that. And get that in the camera so you can see it. We did these, and these, and these. And then we have also done our 2-page layout for our scrapbooking. So again, you can go ahead and put your pictures in there. I think they turned out super cute. All right, so that was our series. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so glad you all had a chance to participate. For those of you that already have your kits, I hope you enjoyed putting them all together. For those of you that are looking to still get your kit, the ones that were ordered are going to be going in the mail. They are going to be going out in the mail most likely tomorrow. So I want to try and get everything done and out before the holiday weekend. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I'm so glad you could all be here. I really appreciate everything. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. All right. So I will see you all next week. Thank you so much, and God bless.